They go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
I didn't see. She says I did not see the foul in her message.
The play in the last game, I didn't see the play in real time.
That's her in the back.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Straight to a press conference.
So you can pause it right there.
And that's her. Right?
How far would a head coach actually go to defend a player who crossed the line? For weeks, the league behaved as if the case had already been settled. Coach Stephanie White faced the press cameras directly and maintained that the violent collision involving Sophie Cunningham was simply an unfortunate, accidental basketball play. She believed the public would eventually forget about it. She was wrong. Behind the scenes, however, while the front office appeared determined to push the story out of the spotlight, two devastating pieces of evidence were reportedly making their way into public view. First, an unreleased, crystal-clear camera angle allegedly surfaced, appearing to show that the hit was calculated and intentional. Then came the real bombshell, a leaked, behind-the-scenes audio recording that allegedly captured members of the coaching staff discussing how to control and shape the media narrative in real time. When Patrick Bet David reportedly obtained the secret recording, he stopped his broadcast and went completely nuclear, calling for immediate terminations live on air. Suddenly, the alleged cover-up began falling apart. The receipts were out in the open. What started as a controversial foul had now evolved into what many were calling one of the most explosive scandals in women's basketball history. Let's take a step back and examine what actually happened on the hardwood. When Dejounte Carrington sent Sophie Cunningham crashing to the floor, shock waves moved through the entire arena. Sophie is known for her relentless hustle, fierce competitiveness, and willingness to leave everything on the court. But according to the narrative surrounding the incident, what happened that night went beyond ordinary hustle. It was portrayed as a targeted strike, something that crossed the boundary between competitive aggression and outright recklessness. The immediate aftermath was chaotic. Fans were stunned, the opposing bench was furious, and everyone waiting for the post-game press conference expected swift and serious accountability.
Yes, it's real 4.3% time. Your thoughts when you hear a coach like this who got called out by media by trying to BS and allegedly trying to protect their player, Sophie, who got a flagrant 2. All the referees agreed that was a flagrant 2. The girl got kicked out, and then she says white privilege, and now she's coming out realizing she was wrong, and she reacts this way. Your thoughts?
Keep in mind, none of them have yet to address the white privilege comments. None of these people, whether it's ESPN, whether it's Metheny, none of them have ever addressed the white privilege tweet. They've all dodged it, and all of the phone hold sideways crew, the Indiana Fever media, the Chloe Petersons, the Hanks, the Tony Easts, James Boyd, none of those 4 stooges have asked them about the white privilege comment since that took place. You hate to see it. I believe somebody asked them in the post-game following directly, but since then, they have not been.
Instead, they were given what looked like a masterclass in damage control. Stephanie White stepped up to the microphone and appeared to downplay the seriousness of the incident. She presented a narrative that framed Dejounte as simply being caught in the intensity of a fast-paced game, arguing that the broadcast angles were difficult to interpret and suggesting that the public was overreacting. By using her authority, she effectively defended the aggressive play, telling the basketball world not to rely solely on what they believed they had seen. For a brief period, that strategy seemed to work. The league avoided issuing massive suspensions, the PR crisis managers went to bed believing they had contained the situation, and Sophie Cunningham was left dealing with the physical consequences while fans questioned where the accountability was. But secrets in professional sports can be incredibly fragile, and this one was about to explode into a million pieces. The major turning point arrived suddenly when a completely unedited fan cam video appeared online. Unlike the polished and limited angles from the official broadcast, this high-definition footage captured the collision from a completely different baseline perspective. That single piece of footage dramatically changed the narrative. It appeared to reveal the players' micro-expressions, their shifting body weight, and the exact moment of impact. The new angle. seemed to eliminate much of the remaining doubt surrounding whether the contact was accidental. To many viewers, it looked deliberate, but the real damage went far beyond the footage itself. It severely undermined coach Stephanie White's credibility. Fans began asking how a head coach with access to numerous internal camera feeds, replay monitors, and game footage could have missed what one fan managed to capture on a cell phone. The realization spread through the fan base like wildfire, according to the critics. She didn't miss it, she ignored it. They believed she had seen the footage, understood the severity of the contact, and then faced the media while defending her roster. The trust between the coach and the public appeared to collapse almost instantly, and yet, shockingly, the worst was still ahead. The video was only the appetizer. The main course was an audio recording that threatened to shake the very foundation of the franchise.
All the WNBA had to do is we test everyone for their DNA, for what you are. It's not a hard test to do. You can do it with a swab. You can do it with many different ways to find out what you are. And we are an organization for women only. But because the WNBA wants to play politics and try to win the woke and all this other stuff, they're getting, destroyed right now, and well-deserved. My speculation, like I said the other day, is I believe the WNBA has a bigger problem. I believe the WNBA currently has multiple men that play in the league that they're worried if that gets leaked, it'll be embarrassing. Wow. It'll be embarrassing. Speculation. This is not for a fact. Speculation that either currently or in the past they had it. They don't want to bring it up. And they're worried if that does take place, how bad it'll be for them. Adam.
I'm excited for the WNBA. I mean, we're living in an eyeball culture. Attention wins. They're getting the attention that they deserve. And you know how we say the future looks bright here? I believe the future looks bright for the WNBA. 2027 is going to be the best year in the WNBA history. Why? They already have two of the most brave, beautiful women that have declared for the WNBA draft. I'm talking about these beautiful, courageous women, NS Freedom and Royce White. Beautiful, brave women who potentially, hopefully, could get drafted by the WNBA. And tell me, who doesn't want to see something
We talked
like that
about
happen?
this last week. It's not going to happen. I want you to.
Why won't it happen?
I want you to specifically have anything to say about this coach or not. If not, we'll move on to the next story.
Look, the coach is prioritizing the agenda over the player.
Yep.
You think she cares about the player? Maybe. But trust that. She cares way more about this agenda. You know who I actually got to give credit to? That I very rarely give credit to? Do you know Jason Whitlock? Remember this guy?
Yeah.
And anytime there's an argument.
Someone on the inside had apparently seen enough. Disgusted by what they viewed as a lack of integrity, an anonymous source allegedly leaked a muffled, yet clearly decipherable, audio recording from a closed-door meeting. On the tape, you can hear what sounds like leadership growing increasingly concerned as they realize the public is turning against them. But rather than focusing on how to discipline the player, the voices allegedly begin discussing a media damage control strategy. They are heard talking about which words to use to minimize the foul, how to reshape the public narrative, and how to protect DJNAI from league punishment at all costs. If authentic, it would suggest a coordinated and calculated attempt to control the story rather than address the controversy directly. When the audio reportedly reached Patrick Bet David, the reaction was explosive. PBD has built his public brand around transparency, accountability, and challenging what he sees as dishonest leadership. During his broadcast, he didn't simply criticize Stephanie White. He launched a full-scale attack on the alleged handling of the situation. He played portions of the recording for his audience, pausing throughout to analyze what he described as manipulation taking place behind the scenes. Patrick Bet David looked directly into the camera and characterized the alleged recording as evidence of an effort to protect a player accused of dangerous conduct. He argued that, if a coach knowingly enables violence and then misleads the public about it, that coach compromises their authority to lead a team. PBD went completely nuclear, calling on the league commissioner to intervene immediately and launch a full, independent investigation. He didn't stop at demanding an apology. He called for terminations. His message was clear: the league's credibility could be hanging by a thread. If a coach can survive an alleged leaked cover-up recording without serious consequences, he argued, the entire sport risks losing public trust. Now, the dominoes appear to be falling quickly, with the league facing an enormous public relations crisis. The alleged secret tape is circulating. The disputed footage is going viral. And the carefully constructed narrative has seemingly backfired, placing Stephanie White under intense scrutiny while leaving Dejounte Carrington at the center of the controversy.
Basketball they're playing. Because they are playing. The hate, the fear-mongering, the divisiveness, the stuff that's trying to hijack our league will not win. It won't win. We are united. We are connected. We will not be divided. Every day these women put their ass on the line. Every day. When they go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
We will go high. Love, grace, humility will win. And then you tell everybody to go to hell. You think that's going to work for you, Coach White? Think that's going to work for you? The reality of the situation is none of that stuff will win if it's left up to you, Stephanie White. Because you're not handling it right. You playing right into their hands. Right into their hands. Because you're not embracing the reality of the tense situation that the WNBA, and especially you as the coach of the Indiana Fever, is involved in. There are folks in Indiana at a home game booing you. You ain't the road team, you the home team, you the home coach, and they booing you. And Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark can speak up for you all they want to, as they did, and as they should have. But that's not going to be enough. Sophie Cunningham here, our locker room in there. It's tight and we have each other's backs. She didn't see the clip. Coach loves us. She didn't see the clip, and that's okay. Me and Steph are great. Steph is great with all of us. And so it's really the outside noise that's trying to distract us, but we're good. Before I go any further, let me say this. How are you the head coach on the sideline during the play, covering the game, or coaching the game, and you didn't see the play? I'm just asking. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm like, what do you mean you didn't see the play? Well, you not watching? We saw it. You coaching the game. Up and down the court. It's your job to coach the game, watch the game. How did you not see the play? But that's neither here nor there. Caitlin Clark comes out. It's tough, like, that's my head coach. I hated that our fans booed her before the game. That made me a little sick, to be honest. That's our head coach, and we're going to ride for her, and we're always going to have her back. I just love her, and I feel for her because I know it can be a lot of times, and she does a great job a lot of times blocking the outside noise out. But there's other moments where it can get under your skin, and that's just being human, and that's just life. Congratulations. What a statement, saying absolutely, positively nothing. See, if this were the men, we would not.
The fans believe they know the truth, and a massive wave of supporters, reportedly mobilized by Patrick Bet David, is demanding accountability and justice for Sophie Cunningham. The commissioner can no longer simply hide behind standard public relations statements. A decision has to be made. Will the league finally show some backbone and hand down the suspensions that critics believe should have happened weeks ago? Will Stephanie White face calls to resign after allegations that she helped orchestrate a media manipulation campaign? Or will the front office attempt to ride out the storm, hoping the internet eventually moves on and forgets? Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this absolute madness in the comments below. Should Stephanie White be fired immediately if the alleged cover-up is proven? And what do you believe would be the appropriate punishment for Dejounte Carrington if the newly surfaced baseline footage is authentic and confirms intentional contact? Drop your opinions right now, because this conversation is only getting started. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update on this developing controversy. Smash the like button if you want to keep the conversation going, and I'll catch you in the next breakdown.